Do you know, guys, that every day I pass the 7 minutes trail in this forest going to our farm. You could see the tall trees of aging mahogany trees. By the way, our farm is located in Barangay Bulusan, Calapan City. This is an island located in Luzon area in Region 4B, Philippines.
Guys, good morning! Ito ulit si Soxy Mendoza, inyong ka-agri at ang inyong entrepreneur at ang inyong nakidarang nanay.
During Saturday and Sunday, we experience whole day power interruption. So I utilized my 2 days in farm, monitoring my plants, my vanillas, my bees, reposition my plants, and repot some plants given by my auntie. You could see in the screen the different philodendrons that we have, and we have collected and started propagating these ornamental plants during the pandemic lockdown. And now we have a lot. Some of these philodendrons are in our backyard and some were brought in the farm. Let me mention you my favorite, which is the Philodendron Black Cardinal. Do you know that during the pandemic, the cost of this plant skyrocketed, the price ranging 5,000 to 25,000. Slowly, the price goes down when everything back to normal, where people's movement are not limited. The black cardinal, I have already propagated some of these because it's really very delicate. As I said, this is my favorite, or shall I say, the cream of the top of all the philodendrons that I have. I have here the Prince of Albert in my collections. So they are getting bigger and bigger, and I make this giant by feeding them the organic fertilizer that I have. I use the chicken manure and the potting mix, like the dried and decomposed matter. Guys, we have also the Philodendron Prince of Albert, and also we have also the different kinds of philodendron like the green ceratum or the Philodendron ring of fire. On the screen, you could see the Philodendron Prince of Albert, and they are flowering during the time that when they become giant. So on the screen, this is the green ceratum, or shall I say, the ring of fire. This is a self-heading philodendron, meaning it is stable and steady and not a climbing philodendron. Most of the philodendrons should be in the 80% shaded area. When you attempt to put them in a 100% full sun, their leaves will be burned and later on will die. The philodendron don't require everyday watering, and they require a minimal amount of water, and you could water them 2 to 3 times a week. You could see in the screen our Tetragonula biroi or the stingless bees, and I explained in my previous blog that during summer, this is the best time to harvest. Again, this is the philodendrons that we have, the Prince of Albert, we have that tail of dragon, and we have the Prince of Albert philodendrons. And as I said, you could water them 2 to 3 times a week only, otherwise their roots will be rotten. Also, their potting mix should be loosened. Best of these plants are the decomposed rice hull, but avoid 100% carbonized rice hull, as this will burn your leaves and roots. Guys, this is the dwarf Rodio Congo, and this is dwarf, but because of the organic fertilizer, it beats the size of the dwarf, being dwarf. Now it's heading to a large Rodio Congo philodendron. It's the soil, the fertilizer, and the care that you will give to give a good outcome of your philodendrons. This is juvenile Prince of Orange. And now we also have the black ginger we included in our ornamental plants. They say when you grow a black ginger, the negative energies will be blocked by these plants. So I decided to collect it. We also have the marigold that attract the beneficial insects, and also it is an insect repellent. We have also mayana, we have also the papaya, pawpaw, and many more. And this, you could see this, also we have the kalabasa or the squash, where Inay is the one who planted this. And also, we have the curry tree. The curry tree is given by our Sir Boy Salamangka. As you could see, it is flowering now. And it's very nice, and it gives shades to our plant. This is the best benefits that we have in this plant. Garden. As you could see, she has a few numbers of sweet pineapples. She also planted tomatoes, and every day, Inay is visiting whether the plants that she planted is fruiting. You could see here, the pineapples are bigger than what I have in the farm because they are planted in a harsh environment. This tomato, every day is visiting, Inay is visiting whether it is fruiting. And she also planted bell pepper. It will be flashed in the screen here on the left side. Yeah, this one. This is the black, how you call this? The bell pepper that Inay planted. It is really true in the saying, from kitchen to farm and from farm to table. As you could see in the screen. You could also see in the screen the Duco lanzones. This is almost same age with what I have in our farm. Tatay was the one who planted it. It was January 2022 when Tatay last pruned it, and after a few months, he's gone permanently. Very sad. It is bushy, but this lanzones is suffering from bark borer because it is planted in our backyard and in an urban area, and no other plants are here, so this lanzones became the center of pests and diseases. My lanzones in my farm is far better from this, but the leaves of this tree is free from small-scale insect. You could see the bark. We are almost done in Inay's garden in our backyard. So let's go now to our farm, which is 25 kilometers away from my house. Since there is no power in the whole day, we will spend some few hours there. Glessy, my co-op member, will come there and visit in our farm, and Dario will also be there. You could see in the screen the so-called hinlulumbo. Guys, you could see the upper part or the northern part of our lot, where you could see that it is still in original vegetative state. You could see the wild ferns, the wild grasses, the banana, the lanzones, the cacao, the different tall trees that you cannot normally see. And now you could see there the hinlulumbo or the hornet or the wasp on top of the lanzones trees. I managed to take a view or the near view of it so I could share it to you guys. This is an aya tree which you cannot normally see in your daily life. It's not in our lot, but it is beside our lot, beside our farm, which is owned by Lulang Nati. This is the trail, the 7 minutes trail that I usually take going to the farm. When you walk in it, you will feel you are walking in a bed of dried leaves. The cracking sound will give you a peaceful and satisfying sound that will actually relieve your stress. Those leaves are the so-called anahaw leaves. Okay, so during this time of the year, the leaves of the mahogany trees are falling down, and I called it as the autumn time of the year. This is the white anahaw leaves where we gather when we have the trade fair or when we have an event, and we just usually pick it with zero cost. The sugar palm fruit or the so-called kaung. So we have lots of this in this part of the trail. So guys, I already have toured you around. Most likely you have now the idea living and farming in the countryside in the Philippines. In this area, I grow the vanillas, lanzones, and I raise my bees. The climate, the original vegetative state away from pollution, harmful chemicals is best suited for our plants and bees. My prayer to keep my strength, my motivation, my energies, and my determination to keep and develop this far, advanced and yet preserving the nature. Profitable farming, innovative, and yet natural in an organic way. So guys, till here, I hope you enjoyed the time you spent watching my video. For me to be able to continue, please support my channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing my channel. Till here, mabuhay ang Pilipinas. Maraming salamat po. This is Soxy Mendoza. Good morning.